Hello everyone, this is Alex, and in this video we're gonna discuss how to install Vagrant, which is built on Ubuntu 18 plus PHPStorm application plus xDebug. So we will configure all the application together and we'll make sure that everything works. So this video is not the first video, it's a third video of my Vagrant related videos. So if you don't know how to install Vagrant and if you don't know how to set provisioning, please consider to watch first and second video, which are prerequisites to this video. And as long as you watch it, installation and provisioning, you are good to go. So in last video, we learned how to make provisioning, and I have my Vagrant opened in PHPStorm. Since we are speaking about PHPStorm installation with xDebug, with Vagrant, I'm going to use this application actively. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click terminal and I'm gonna make sure that my Vagrant is up. So the command will be Vagrant up. By the way, this is not default bash, it's git bash, which is not comes by default. And in separate video I will show how to get it configured with terminal, but you can use git bash in separate window if you like. Or you can try to configure it by yourself. So let's make sure that Vagrant is up and running. Let's wait a little bit. Okay, and now let's make sure that we have Vagrant running. So I'm gonna open this index.php file and I expect to see my name is Alex. Let's check. Okay, so we see my name is Alex. And now let's install the extension for Chrome or Firefox browser, which is called xDebug helper. So what you can do just xDebug helper install. And if you need for Firefox, just type here Firefox and it will show you the right URL for Firefox. So please make sure to get this installed and you will see the similar icon. Okay, when you are done with the installation of the extension, we can go ahead and start our change in environment. So first of all, let's go to the environment folder and here let's create the file called xDebug.ini. Okay, and in this file we're gonna put default configuration for xDebug. Okay, and the indexation you can leave as is. xDebug remote enable, make sure you have one, but xDebug remote host is something that you need to double check. My Vagrant installation has the following IP address. In your case, you might have different. In order to check it, let's log into Vagrant. The command Vagrant SSH. Let's wait a little bit. And now let's execute the other command netstat run. And as you could see, here is my Vagrant IP address. If you have different IP address, please make sure to update this line. Okay, so we have created basic configuration for xDebug. Now let's make sure to include xDebug installation into our Bootstrap SH, where we do software provisioning. So I'm gonna type here from new line apt install flag y, yes, in other words, and the name of package is PHPXDebug. Okay. So we have included installation of xDebug, and what we are going to do now, we're going to copy this configuration file into the expected folder with configuration when xDebug will be installed on the Vagrant environment. So actually, in other words, I'm going to type the command here cp, and here I'm going to indicate path, my local project path, which is var www html, then environment, and xDebug.ini. Okay, and I'm gonna copy it to Vagrant container under the following directory: PHP, then version of PHP 7.2. That's what I have installed on my Vagrant. Then CLI folder, then confd folder, and then it should start with 20 xDebug ini. You can ask me why we are using this path. If you watched my videos, you probably aware, but if not, let's open the Vagrant file just for reference. And we could see that I use the following symbolic link, var www.html. So what I'm trying to say is that I am actually saying with this command that please pick this file and add it to Vagrant container into the following path. And that's what's gonna happen when this command will be executed during the provisioning. And finally, we need to make sure that all changes are applied. So let's make sure that web server or Apache server get restarted. So the command will be system ctl, then restart command, and version of software Apache 2. Okay, let's save it, Control S. And practically that's it. We are ready to start the provisioning, including the new software packages, which is xDebug. So I'm gonna log out from Vagrant. Command will be Control D in my shell, or actually in my command line session. And here I'm gonna type the command Vagrant reload provision. Let's execute the command. And let's wait for a while. Okay, we have provisioning completed. So now it's time to actually make necessary changes for PHPStorm application. So I'm gonna open this button. I'm gonna click Add Configuration. And here let's choose from templates the one which is called PHP Remote Debug. Since Vagrant is a kind of remote environment, let's choose this one. And here I already tested it by myself, so I have called my server Vagrant. You can call it whatever you want, but you can do the same as me. And make sure to click here to complete these settings. So here is the name of server, host, make sure to type localhost, port 80, debugger xDebug. And what you also should do, you should use this path mapping. And here, please indicate the absolute path to on the server. So in our case, when we've checked Vagrant file, you've seen that we have symbolic link var www.html. So please make sure to have similar symbolic link path, which is on your side indicated here, because otherwise it may not work. So when you finish this, save it. Key session ID, let's make sure we have completed it with PHPStorm. And finally, let's create configuration. Let's call it xDebug or whatever you like. Let's save it. Okay, and we have here now xDebug, but not a new configuration. And let's make sure that you have this actually icon enabled, so it started listening. You have this thing green. And now let's do some simple PHP coding. So I'm gonna remove this and I'm gonna create some variables just for test purpose. So let's create variable age 34, and let's create year. Let's okay, and now let's make some simple PHP echoing code. Let's put here variable here. So we have a simple code here. Let's check it here just to make sure it's running. I think I already enabled debugging, and therefore it's not actually loading. So it's already started to work. If you will see similar screen, click accept. Okay. And let's return back to browser, and we see the code here. It was executed successfully, but it was not went through the debugging. Now let's make it go through the debugging. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna place some red dot here to debug this actual execution, and I'm gonna make sure that I have debugging enabled, listening is also enabled, and I also want to make sure that this icon is set to debug, and I have it green lighted. So once again, let's refresh it, and you could see that PHPStorm start to actually blaming. Let's open it, and we see that execution is started, and we see that debugging is working. So I have the new section here appeared, and I see that in this variable I'm getting 34, in this variable I'm getting 1985, and so on and so on. So debugging started to work, and we reached this function, so we have a check mark here, I mean this execution. So that's how actually debugging works. You just put red dots where you need to debug execution, and it will display you what value to receive, and so on and so on. So that's how actually it works. If you found this video useful, please thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I wish you all the best with your development.